This is Josiah Plays Kingdom Death Monster on Tabletop Simulator. This is the People of the Skull campaign. We are here with our settlement known as Marrow Haven. We have our four main survivors: Blood Skull, our red survivor. We have Bone Grinder, our leader, who took the leadership after murdering the previous leader. And he is straight up insane. That's not him, that's him. Bone Grinder. He looks pretty crazy. Then we have Bone Tree, who used to be Bone Breaker, a young one whose mind was taken over by some sort of crazy flower genetic magic thing to bring back the mind of Bone Tree, one of our fallen, who was killed by an evil fruit. And here he is, looking quite pissed off with a lantern. And then we have Laughing Skull, who is here. These are our survivors in artistic form, ready to face the darkness. Now, we are going forth this time to face the Flower Knight, who looks like this, because two of our people have a flower addiction and are compelled to seek out the Flower Knight and will go on no other hunt. And that would be Bone Grinder and Bone Tree, the men, dragging the women along with them to go see the Flower Knight. Let's recap what we've got here. Blood Skull is very tough. She's almost maxed out on courage, which is nice. She's got Orator of Death, Mammoth Hunting. She's got the Red Fist. She's working with 2 daggers with some blood paint. Let's see. We've got Bone Grinder. He's using the new bone axe that he made out of the bones of Ghost Skull, the former leader whom he murdered, and has now turned her bones into his weapon. He can bleed out. He's got Unconscious Fighter. He's got Mighty Strike. He's immortal, so he takes insanity damage instead of physical damage. He's crazed, so when he gets a perfect hit, he gains more insanity. He's actually a dagger specialist, which is funny since he's not using a dagger anymore. I think he's going to change to axe. Even though I got this high on dagger, I don't care. I think I'm changing him to axe. Which means he loses all of these. She's got 1 in dagger. That means he loses this. And we got Bone Tree, who was ostensibly our tank. Also has a bone dagger. Is a matchmaker. Indecisive. That's not good. Mighty Strike and Tumble. And then we got Laughing Skull, who also has a dagger. And she has the life elixir. So if she would die from a severe injury, we can ignore that injury, which is pretty cool. She gets a strength token from being quixotic. Possessed Baby Matchmaker. Oh yeah, who was possessed? Oh no, nobody's actually got there's a thing called possessed that you can get that's actually really bad. Somebody in my other team has it, but in this game nobody actually has possessed. But he is basically possessed by the mind of the old Bone Tree. Alright, so we're going forth. We don't have the shrine, so we can't do the armor ritual. Everybody's got 8, 7, 7, 8. We've got a decent amount of survival. Alright. We're going forth to seek out this Flower Knight. So let's set this up. First we do the hunt phase. So because we're hunting a level 2 Flower Knight, let's read the little text here. It says, "In the heart of the forest dwells a delicate gardener who appreciates solitude over all things. This makes me feel bad for going to kill him. Sadly, the dangerous flora and fauna it cultivates are desired by many. To preserve the hidden world it has created for itself, it trades its tools for a deadly blade without hesitation. So we're basically going to jack this guy who's not doing anything to anybody. That makes me feel good. Alright, so here's what happens. We have the hunt phase. We start on this space because we're hunting a level 2 knight. We have the forest gate here waiting for us in the overwhelming darkness space. All of these other spaces get one of these cards. And then after, they all get Flower Knight specific hunt event cards. And the Flower Knight himself starts here. So we have to go through a lot of bullshit to hunt this guy. A lot of bad stuff. Alright. But we are the people of the skull. We are undaunted. 1 second. Alright, so hunt phase begins. Well, Bone Grinder will stride forward as our first event revealer. Our leader goes forward, and we have to roll a random event. And we got a 53. Coming down here to the hunt events. '53. Mask Salesman. The survivors meet a traveling mask salesman on the road. He insists that he has special wares to offer. Take one copy of each mask from the mask maker gear and shuffle them, drawing one at random. This is the mask the salesman is offering. Alright. The mask maker gear. Well, I don't know which ones those are. I mean, here's the all the rare gear is kind of mixed in together here. Gloom Cream? Ancient Chinese secret. Thunder Maul sounds cool. Do you even see any masks? Mask. No, that's not one of his masks, though. That's a special one for one of the bosses. Where is the mask maker gear? Maybe it's in here. Mask maker gear. Here it is. So we take one of these at random. He is selling the God Mask. Let's see. Okay, that is a lot of affinities you need. It's pretty fucking good, though. Getting a survival at the start of every single turn. And it's got the bone keyword. And it's got the bone keyword, so we could theoretically use it. That is a lot of affinities, though. Cut the games. Nobody is gonna have all those affinities. Nobody. Alright, what does he want for this fucking mask? What does he want for this mask? Roll a d10. He wants a 4. The salesman silently points at you. Instinctively, you hand him his asking price in exchange for the mask. Archive 1 gear from your gear grid. Oh. Well, okay. I guess I'll archive my fecal salve. Here you go! Thanks for the mask, have some shit! What's up, son? Yeah, I guess I'll give him the fecal salve. And I get the mask. Getting 2 red, 2 green, and 2 blue affinities though would be really difficult. It says it has to be 1 gear from your gear grid. So anything, it had to be from my gear grid. So I have the God Mask now. Unique, irreplaceable accessory. Well, there you go. Now, do I need to make a copy of that? No, it already did it. Okay. How you doing, son? It's pretty cool. I don't even know what kind of gear you'd have to set up to get those affinities. You threw your back. How far did it go? No, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That sucks. What did you do? Were you, like, lifting something heavy, presumably? Well, take it easy. Make sure you get plenty of rest. Don't overdo it. You know, you gotta let it heal now. I'm sure you know that. Alright, moving forward with the hunt. Blood Skull will be the next event revealer. An 81. Scattered lanterns. 4 lanterns lay discarded in the survivor's path. Each survivor can spend 1 survival to gain 1 understanding. Oh, that's awesome. If any survivor has 3+ understanding, they suffer 1 brain event damage as they ponder who left the lanterns and why. Spend a survival, gain an understanding. Spend a survival, gain an understanding. Spend a survival, gain an understanding. Man, we are some shitty understanding people. We don't have a single person with 3 understanding. That's just sad. Alright, moving forward, the next event revealer will be Bone Tree. The bad news being that he's indecisive. So he has to roll twice and use the lower result if we have to make a roll here. $22. Acid Rain sucks. Acid rain. The darkness above is suddenly alight with a storm of acid rain. It smells terrible, burns flesh, and begins to form hissing pools in the upturned mouths of the stone faces. All survivors suffer 1 event location damage to every hit location as they scramble to find shelter. So we just took a bunch of damage. She takes 1 here. She takes an actual light wound on all these other spots. Bone Grinder loses 1 here. He takes actual wounds. Bone Tree actually takes a heavy to the head. Not cool. This is not how you want to go into a fight with everybody already being hurt. Well, no, that's wounds that he suffers. Convert all damage to... Oh, I guess it's all damage. I thought it was just from, like, attacks to brain damage. So in actuality... he just takes it off of insanity. I'm not sure if that is true about event damage, though. Event damage is, like, kind of has its own special rules. Let me just check something real quick. Guess it doesn't say anything that's contradictory to that. Okay, so he does just take it to the insanity. Hashtag immortal. Alright, next person is gonna be, Laughing Skull. We got another random event. 99. Oh no. That's not gonna be good. Or it'll be awesome. We don't know. Portcullis. The survivors approach a massive portcullis standing in the darkness. It is not attached to anything and does not bar their way. They may choose to walk around it. If they do, roll again on the hunt event table before moving to the next hunt space on the hunt board. If the survivor's settlement has the portcullis key, they may use it. They gain courage. It opens and some stuff happens. Ha! You roll. Hey, you have this key? Guess what? As a reward for having this key, all of your survivors are dead. LOL. Thank you for playing Kingdom Death Monster. Well, we don't have the portcullis key, so there's nothing we can do here. We have to roll again on the 72. Something to pass the time. If the survivors have not innovated Symposium, ignore this event and roll again on the hunt event table. Do we have Symposium in this game? We do have Symposium. Okay. If the survivors have innovated Symposium, the event revealer suggests a word game to lighten the mood as the survivors trudge forward. Roll on the table. Oh, good. Cure a disorder. Alright, let's see what we get on this word game. Your people hate the word game and kill themselves. Your survivors are dead. Event revealer loses 1 courage. Well, if I spend 1 survival... Cure a disorder. Oh, he's no longer secretive. Or she's no longer secretive. We got rid of that. Curing indecision would be nice. Is this the full game? Yeah, Kilobyte, it's the full game. Plus it has almost all of the expansions included as well. How you doing, Kilobyte? Alright. I'm gonna spend 1 point of survival here on Laughing Skull to change it to an 8. The survivors play the simple but entertaining game, gaining 1 courage each. So, you know what's cool about that is it will max out Blood Skull's courage, which will trigger the See the Truth event. Which we'll get to in just a moment. Bone Grinder's getting close. So that will trigger this story event as Blood Skull, this word game, suddenly causes her to see the truth. Ironically named, considering what's about to happen to her. So this is what seeing the truth looks like, apparently. Looks pretty serious. You can buy the physical copy of this game direct from the manufacturer's website right now for $400. Which is still way too expensive. Way too expensive. Even if it does have a shitload of extremely high quality miniatures in it, not worth it. Super overpriced, in my opinion. Even though it's a great game, super overpriced. See the truth. The greatest courage is achieved when the past and future are abandoned. The void that remains is a dark, endless well of strength. Fear and pain are your nourishment, and you will feast. You suddenly recall meeting a strange masked man who, for a moment, opened your second eyelids. What you saw filled your mouth with the taste of your own death. Suffer the blinded, severe head injury, and taste death. So, unfortunately, she just got blinded in one of her eyes. This is why all 4 of my characters in the other game are blinded. Because all 4 of them have had this event. So they're the one-eye crew. But she's the first one to lose an eye to this. So that's the bad news. She just lost an eye. Blind. Impairments. Blind. Which makes her lose 1 permanent accuracy. So her accuracy goes down to a 6. The box weighs 19 pounds. Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff in it. But there's a good side to this, and that is the taste death roll. She gets a 1, which is good because that's what I want. Because Sweet Battle is an amazing ability. When your second eyelids opened, the veil of darkness was lifted. You recall looking to the sky and viewing a horizon of titanic faces. Each face is different and peers at a different part of your body. Death was upon you when a strangely sweet flavor swirled around in your mouth. Death tastes like strawberries. Gain the weak spot disorder and the following ability, Sweet Battle. You may surge without spending survival, and it must be used to activate a weapon. So Sweet Battle's a wonderful ability. At one point I had 4 characters with that ability on the other game, and it was friggin' awesome. And Weak Spot is no big... Oh, Weak Spot might actually really, really fuck me on this game. It was no big deal on the other game, but this could actually be a serious, serious problem for us. I have to roll a random hit location. Please be head. No, it's fucking legs. Alright, I got weak spot legs. What that means is this character will not depart for battle without armor on her legs. Here's the problem with that. We can only wear things... with the bone keyword, as far as armor and weapons. And I don't know if there even is any leg armor with the bone keyword, which means until we cure that, she might not be able to depart on any hunts. Which is super bad. I don't think... Gorm and Boots don't have the leg armor. Screaming leg warmers don't have the bone keyword. Like, I already know. I'm looking at these, but I already know. White Lion Boots don't have the bone keyword. I know the ones from the Skinnery don't either. Skinnery ones don't. Leatherworker. No, they don't. So we could be in big trouble. She's not going to depart on any hunts until we cure that. That's a pain in the ass. But we're already on one hunt, so at least we'll finish the one out that we're on. And she got Sweet Battle. Alright. Well, now we come to the Forest Gate. The Forest Wants What It Wants is the name of this event. Here's the Forest Gate right here. Wow, that is a fancy looking gate. Holy shit. Somebody really put some work in on that gate. The silence and darkness is broken by a glowing hum that whispers into their bones. The survivors test the gate. Wait. Okay, so each person has to make this roll. Each person has to make this roll, and there's things they can do to alter the results. Wow. Gain a random disorder? Or do we just roll once, and each survivor can do the actions to increase the result? I think we just roll once. Alright, I want that 13 plus. So we get to roll first. Alright, let's roll. A 4 is not a good starting roll. Not a good starting roll. Well, she can use some survival to modify this, as well as these other things. Who wants to archive some gear? We could archive some more fecal salves. I don't really like the idea of archiving gear, though, now that I think about it. We could take bleeding tokens. We could take -1 attribute token of your choice. Oh, you know what? That's not bad, because we already have way too much fucking speed. So she'll take a -1 speed token. And he'll take a -1 speed token. He'll take a -1 speed token. And she won't. What else can we do? That gave us 3 points on there. We're up to a 7. Gain a random disorder. That sounds kind of fun. Who doesn't have a disorder? Everybody gets a disorder. Well, everybody has at least. Those two are going to lose their flower addiction. Maybe I don't want random disorders. Because you could get something that really is bad for you. We could... We're up to a 7. Let's all take a bleeding token for funsies. For funsies, I said. There, now we're up to an 11. And then she'll just spend 2 points of survival to make it a 13. Gracious aroma. The survivors step through the gentle swinging gates, met by a warm, promising wind carrying a cloyingly sweet bouquet. All survivors gain 1d5 insanity and +1 understanding. Alright, 1d5 insanity, go. 3 points of insanity. And a point of understanding. Hey, guess what? She just hit. Which one of these does she have? She has prepared. She just hit the insight event. That's what it looks like to be insightful, in case you guys didn't know. While she's going through this gate, she suddenly thinks, hey, in a single moment, the curtain of the world pulls back. Select the epiphany corresponding to the current game phase. We are on the hunt phase. So the epiphany is explore. +2 to investigate results. That's not very good. Explore. In fact, that actually sucks because we got that instead of Tinker. Tinker is the one you want. Tinker is really good because it gives us an extra endeavor every time. Instead, she got that. Alright, so Hunt Phase of Epiphany. You dream. Before you, toiling silently, a strange creature with the imprint of a human face sculpts stone faces into the ground. You meet its concave gaze and wake. Alright, what's gonna happen to her? She's gonna roll one of those die 10s and get a 5. 3 survival and 3 insanity. Alright. Or do I want permanent accuracy? I'll take the survival and the insanity. She can spend survival, right? She doesn't have something where she's too crazy to use survival. Alright, next person gains a 1d5 insanity. And he gets 2. And a point of understanding. Bone Tree gains 5 insanity and a point of understanding. Laughing Skull gains 2 insanity and a point of understanding. Alright, feeling good. This would be real hard to get unless you had a savior. Just and it's probably impossible to get as a people of the skull with all the gear that we can't use, but we'll see. Of course, it wouldn't be good on him anyway, because he's immortal, so he doesn't spend survival. We would put it on someone else. Alright. So, we've been welcomed through the gates. And now we move into the Flower Knight specific events. Bone Grinder will once again be the event revealer. Forest Event Horizon. Thin, dappled trees grow all around, crossing dizzily overhead and leaning in the same direction. In the pits of their stomachs, the survivors feel an aching pull along the tree line in the same direction. Helplessly disoriented, the survivors are drawn off their course, every step pulling their bodies ever faster into the darkness. What? Each survivor must roll 1d10. If the total of the results is less than 5, the survivors are pulled into a swirling singularity never to be seen again. They are dead. Do not gain the benefits of the settlement's death principle. No cannibalizing. Okay, but we get to roll 4d10 and add them up. And if it's... Okay, it's not going to be less than 5. I mean, we'd have to roll... It would be crazy town. I'm just going to roll all the d10s right here. Have to be all 1s. Alright, no, we're good. We're good. We're not drawn away into the void. Otherwise, roll a random hunt event. Okay. 35 is what we're working with. Broken Lantern Oven. The survivors come across the shattered ruins of a small settlement. Scattered corpses dot the ruins, disintegrating at the merest touch. An extinguished lantern oven stands intact at the center of the settlement. If any survivor has 3+ understanding, one of ours does now, the survivor settlement gains the lantern oven innovation. Do we have that? We don't have that. Yes, we do have that. We have it right here. So because we already have it, we harvest a broken lantern from the remains. Ha! If nobody has 3 understanding, the sight throws us into a fit of rage! Fuck this oven! Ah! I can't even imagine. Alright, we got a broken lantern is the upside of the whole thing. So much rage. I know, right? Alright. Next. Whispering leaves. A sudden gust disturbs the enormous canopy of trees overhead. The rustle of leaves forms a distinct whisper in an unknown language. All survivors roll on the table. Oh, each person has to roll on it. Alright. First we'll roll for Blood Skull. She got a 1. The strange words murmur dire warnings and foul omens set your insanity to 0. No, I don't think so. We'll spend 3 survival to make that a 4. The seductive whisper beckons you. Seized by a sudden impulse, you slice open your flesh, and the roots at your feet hungrily absorb your blood. Gain 1d5 insanity and a bleeding token. I should probably be a little concerned about all these bleeding tokens we're getting before the fight even starts, but how bad can it be, really, right? That's 4. Alright, one sec. Hashtag how bad can it be? Bone Grinder, make your roll. A 4. 1d5 insanity and a bleeding token. Alright. Yes, he gets 5 more insanity. That's great for him. Bone Tree. A 3. He'll make it a 4. Man, we're all going into this with 2 bleeding tokens. That's probably really bad. In before flower funnel, yeah. Laughing Skull gets a 6, which is also 1d5 insanity and a bleeding token. Yeah, we all have 2 bleeding tokens. I don't know how I feel about this. Also, I don't think anybody even has bandages on our team. Nah, nope. Nobody has bandages. So that's good. And we're all fucking wounded from the acid rain. This is gonna be a clusterfuck. Why did I go after a level 2? Alright, well, there's good news-ish. The good news-ish is that we've reached the Flower Knight. Did Bone Tree roll twice? No. Oh, because of this? That's only if he's the event revealer of an event. He wasn't the event revealer. I see what you mean, though. I think if he had been the event revealer of that event, he would have had to roll twice, yeah. Alright, well, we've made it to the actual fight. Let's see how we set this fight up. Alright. We're all 5 squares away from the knight. He's in the center of the board. We need to set up the fairy ring in the center of the board. The fairy ring, I believe, is in here. Fairy ring. Oh shit. Let's see if it loads. I believe in you, loading. I believe you can do it. It seems to be kind of stuck on 91%. Oh, there we go. Oh, hello. Well, that's fancy. Get this crap out of the way. This crap being my people. So this goes in the center of the board. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, here's the fairy ring. That's pretty awesome looking. Look, it's all got skeletons and stuff. There's the Flower Knight. Alright, so that goes in the center. A Flower Patch terrain card. Flower Patch. Flower Patches. Bug Patch. Flower Patches. One random terrain card. A Bug Patch. Okay. So a Flower Patch... You can gain a luck token from it. It's pretty fucking good. A Bug Patch, you can get a random basic resource. That means there could be a skull in there. Monsters in the center. I don't really remember what the rules about the fairy ring were. No terrain can exist within it. Alright, well... This thing has to be within 2 spaces of a board edge. And this thing has to be adjacent to the monster, except it can't be because it's not allowed to. It's not allowed to be on the fairy ring. So we'll put it in the closest possible spot, right on the edge of the fairy ring. And we're supposed to be 5 away. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're supposed to be like right outside the edge of the fairy ring, I guess. I forgot how to even play this team. We'll be in the fairy ring if we're... I need to remind myself, these people don't really have anything special though. They all kind of fight the same way. Dagger. I don't have anybody with a bow. Laughing Skull is my weakest person, so I kind of want her... hanging back here collecting crap. Bone Grinder. Blood Skull. Ah, Blood Skull has the red fist, though, so at the start of the showdown, everybody gains +1 strength token. Well, I've 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not just 5 away, you're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. I think you're right, it is just outside of the fairy ring. And yet, if you look at this, we'll just start like this. It seems a little unclear to me. Oh, I think I know what I did wrong. We're supposed to start like this. No. Oh, I get it. I do get it now. Okay. We'll all start like this. Alright. Now, to set up his dex, we're doing a level 2, so he gets 8 basic. 8 basic. He gets 4 advanced. Gets 1 legendary. Movement 8, toughness 8. Toughness 8 doesn't sound that hard, but that's probably misleading. And he gets a +1 damage token right out the gate. And he gets bloom, set roots, and razor bulbs. He gets bloom, razor bulbs, and set roots. Razor bulbs. Rows of dangerous hooked vines face inwards for the center of the ring. When a survivor leaves the fairy ring, they gain a bleeding token. Oh shit! And you know he's gonna be like pushing us around and stuff. Oh hell no! We need to get the fuck away from the fairy ring, in other words. But now there's gonna be things like anybody who's not in the fairy ring takes 8 trillion damage. Why did we take bleeding tokens before we came here? What was I thinking, Nox? Bloom. Target a random survivor outside the fairy ring, of course. They suddenly vanish, gain +1 luck token, and are doomed until the end of the monster turn. The target emerges from a flower. Place them standing in the closest free space inside the fairy ring. Turn the monster to face the target. Okay, this is going to be a nightmare. And then there's set roots. The Flower Knight has +1 damage for each survivor in the fairy ring. The Flower Knight does not allow terrain to exist inside the fairy ring. If a terrain tile would move into the fairy ring, it stops short at its border. If a terrain tile would be placed inside the fairy ring, nothing happens. Well, I was only allowed to put -1 speed token on them. It said they could only do each one of those things once. If there are no threats in the fairy room, perform Bloom. Oh, so he does teleport people inside the fairy ring. Oh, good. Germinate. Remove +1 luck from all survivors. This is gonna be crazy. Alright, well, let's see what happens. He starts. So all we can do is start by drawing his first AI card and see what happens. Noxious. It's a mood. That means it goes over here. When this comes into play, draw an AI card. At the end of the survivor's turn, all survivors inside the fairy ring are knocked down. If he gets a bruised ego injury, we discard Noxious. Noxious! Hey, Nox, there you go. This card's named after you. Alright, so now we draw... Do we have a harp? We don't even have a harp. On my other party, we have a harp that we can play that gets rid of moods like that. We don't even have a harp, so fuck it, I guess. Glissade. Closest threat facing in fairy ring, that's nobody. Closest threat in range. What's his movement speed? It's 8. Okay, so yeah. That can be anybody, essentially. Monster stomps its foot and shrieks frightfully. Its target suffers 1 brain damage. Alright, I can live with that. This is going to be Bone Tree. He takes a brain damage. Then the guy moves up. He's got a speed of 3. Accuracy 2, but I have an evasion of 9. So he needs to roll 10s to hit me. Alright, that's all misses. So the trigger doesn't happen either. Alright, not so bad. And after that, does anything special happen? No. Alright, cool. I think we want to stay out of the fairy ring as much as we possibly can. But once we're in the fairy ring, we want to stay in there because we don't want to get the bleeding token for leaving. Well, I guess that's it for his turn. It's our turn. Alright, who has Orator of Death? Fumble and Mighty Strike. She has Orator of Death. I'd like to use that. And she has Sweet Battle now. She's got a 17 location deck. No, this only happens when he uses Bloom. Like right here, if he did his basic action and there were no threats in the fairy ring, then he'd do Bloom. But he has to actually do it. That just tells you what happens when he does do it. Well, the problem is she can't attack without moving into the fairy ring. I guess she could throw darts, though. I think everybody on my team has darts. Alright, the first thing she's going to do is Orator of Death. Giving everybody on the team 2 insanity. I have a feeling we're gonna need it. I think we're gonna play a dart game here. I don't think we're gonna try to melee this thing much. So she's gonna move away. Oh my god, our movement speed is so high. But she's only got a range of 6 with the darts, so... like, she could move to right here. And she could throw darts from there. So she will. And she will throw an impressive 8 darts. That's a lot of darts. Alright. Well, her accuracy is 6. That means she hits on a 1 or better. So every one of those is a hit. So I have to draw 8 AI cards. This is where it gets scary. Or 8 hit location cards. Without drawing a trap card. There's the trap. So all the rest of these are irrelevant. They get cancelled. Restless Roots. Place the Flower Knight in the center of the Showdown board. Place the attacker in front of monster. They gain a +1 luck token. I guess I'll take that, even though I don't really... my luck's already pretty fucking high as it is. No, there is no rule for ones in the game. Ones don't do anything special. They don't automatically miss. They don't do anything. It's just for 10s. Each of the other survivors is grasped by the roots and pulled in. Unless they spend 1 survival, place them 5 spaces closer to the Flower Knight. All survivors are doomed. Well, do I want to let everybody get pulled in? We're gonna get inside there anyway, aren't we? I mean, we might as well just fucking get in there. So fuck it. I'm gonna let them get pulled in. We're gonna end up in there anyway, like I said. Unless they spend 1 survival, place them 5 spaces closer to the Flower Knight. I think there's a collision thing that happens here. It's knocked down, not knocked back. And really, the knockdown's not going to be a problem for us. Oh, I keep forgetting. It's not the other game. These guys don't automatically stand up at the start of... oh, that is going to suck. Well, it's the end of the survivor's turn, though, so that's actually not bad. It's going to pull us all to there. We're all doomed. Then he's going to basic action the attacker. If there are no threats in the fairy room, there are threats in the fairy ring, so he doesn't do that part. Who was the attacker? It was red, huh? It was Blood Skull. So he attacks Blood Skull. Speed 3. Oh, but now he gets +4 damage tokens because 4 of us... oh, that's right. That's going to be hurtful. Because now he's doing, instead of 0 damage, he's doing 5 damage. But that's okay, he still has to hit. And Blood Skull has an evasion of 8. So he still has to roll 10s to hit. And he gets no 10s. So no big deal. I think we'll just stay in the fairy ring if we can. Alright, so that happened on our turn. specifically on her turn. In fact, her turn isn't even over. Actually, it is. She moved. She threw darts. She did Orator of Death. Her turn is over unless she wants to dash, which I don't think she has a reason to do that. Alright. Who else is going to go here? I want to give... I want to give Bone Grinder a shot here with his axe. He has a blind spot, right? Yep, traditional blind spot. So I'll move to the blind spot. And, looks like I'm going to be attacking 8 times with the axe. Needing a, 0 to hit. I don't think I get anything on perfect hits. Actually, maybe I do. I didn't get any perfect hits anyway. So it doesn't matter. It's just a whole bunch of hits. She did Sweet Battle. That was her dart attack. She used her normal action to do Orator of Death. Alright, good. No trap cards. Now, we do have a bunch of parries here. They fail and things happen unless you get a crit. Now, he's got a good chance to get a crit, though. Considering he's got 7 luck. He crits on a 3 or higher. But before we start fucking with the parries... let's, alright, I like this one. Let's hit him in the Fey Breaches. I'm gonna hit him in the Fey Breaches. The Flower Knight's eyes beam strangely. I gain 1 courage and knockdown unless I spend the survival, unless I crit him, which cancels the reaction. Alright, I did crit him. I crit him in the Fey Breaches, so the normal wound reaction doesn't happen. Instead, the delicate iridescent fabric is destroyed. I gain a luck token and a random flower resource. I know why they're giving out all these luck tokens. Because they have all those parries in there and you have to crit to hit. I get it. I see what they're doing. And a random flower resource. A Lantern Bloom. Perishable. You may consume and archive this during the showdown to gain +3 luck tokens, -1 permanent. Oh, no, no. And the flower. No. No. You can also use it as a hide. Also, though, because he's using a bone axe, once per attack, if he crits, he does an extra wound. So he actually does 2 wounds with that. Alright, what else are we going to hit? Let's hit the delicate knee joint. -2 toughness to wound. Now he only needs a 2 or better to crit. And he crit again. The Flower Knight's footwork is ruined. All survivors gain 1 survival. And if the Flower Knight is outside the fairy ring, it gains -1 speed. But it is not outside the fairy ring. It takes 1 wound. We all gain 1 survival, which is pretty rad. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Let's try the Fey Helm Wings. That's another crit. The Flower Knight's helmet is damaged. If the monster is inside the fairy ring, it gains -1 accuracy token, and attacker gains plus... Okay, we're about to dominate this shit, because he is now critting on an anything. Every attack roll he makes is an automatic crit now. I do have Stinky Gear, so he gets the priority target token. Oh no, that's... We canceled that reflex, never mind. The monster gets -1 accuracy. Takes a wound. And I get a random flower. A warbling boom. Wow, look at that thing. Imagine if you, like, looking at some flowers and one of them opened up and you saw that fucking troll face in there. Plant this during the settlement phase to archive it and gain +1 population. The survivor is born with the flower addiction disorder and a face just like the warbling blooms. Wow. Your baby is not pretty. Alright, we hit that. So I'm going to be auto-critting on every one of these. Let's not do face sabatons right now. All of the rest of these have the exact same effect. So I'll hit the Furious Riposte. I don't even need to roll now. It's automatically a crit. So this one's going to do damage. And we go to the story event called Breakthrough. Breakthrough. This is the art for that. What are those fucking eyeballs on stalks? What is this shit? So there we're having a battle with the Flower Knight. For a brief instant, a weakness is found in the Flower Knight's seemingly impenetrable defenses. With a ferocious blow, the survivor is able to overcome the Flower Knight's bird-like reflexes. If the settlement has innovated drums, the rhythm of battle is maddening. All survivors gain +2 insanity. Yay, we do have drums. Everybody gets +2 insanity. Bone Grinder has 32 insanity. Nice. Seizing the moment, the attacker attempts to break through. Roll and add luck to the result. Okay, well, Bone Grinder's luck is 9, so I think I know what he's gonna roll on this. 19. Pressing through, your senses sharpen until you are nearly overwhelmed. Gain the Fencing, Secret Fighting Art, and all survivors gain +1 survival. Again, oh, this fight is great. This is like a survival farm. And I just gained the Fencing Secret Fighting Art. I like how he gained Fencing with a fucking axe. I don't see... Oh, here it is. Except he's already got 3 fighting arts, so he's gonna have to lose one. Ignore parry when attempting to wound hit locations. Attempt to wound these locations normally. When a monster attacks you, roll a d10. On a 6+, ignore 1 hit. Limit 1... Oh, that's fucking rad. Okay. Oh, I don't want to lose any of these, though. These are all so good. I guess he's got plenty of strength. I could lose Mighty Strike. Grapefruit. Alright, he's now a master fencer with his axe. Alright, so these 3 are all just going to be wounds then. Nothing special is going to happen on any of them. 1, 2. He's already done 8 damage to this guy by himself. Now he's got to do the face sabatons, which unfortunately he has no crit wound effect on this one, so he has to take the wound reaction. Which does another point. But then, if the attacker is adjacent to the Flower Knight, they're viciously kicked away. Bash and knock back 5. Oh no! He just got knocked outside the ring. Which means he takes a bleeding token. Alright. I'm concerned about the trap card coming up next because, you know, of all the attacks that we make. He also gained a token with his axe. Well, who's gonna go next? Bone Tree's like, you guys got this. And he's gonna come over here and he's gonna investigate this bug patch. And he got a 10. I don't want a vermin resource. Oh well. I guess we get a vermin resource. A crab spider? Why would I take that home with me? Archive this and gain +3 survival. I guess that's why. Look, it's even got the stone face thing on top of it. I can use it as hide? Okay. Like, if I throw darts, I'm almost certainly gonna pull. I need Laughing Skull to attack because she's got a slow enough speed that she might actually be able to, she'll move to the blind spot. And she'll attack with her dagger. Actually, you know what? No. She's going to attack with Fist and Tooth. With her speed, that's 5 attacks. And she needs a 6. She needs a 6. She needs a 5 to hit. Alright, 3 hits. Hopefully we won't get a trap card here. Alright, no trap cards. If she wounds, everybody takes brain damage. If she wounds, weird things happen. If she... This is a parry. So she's going to try to break the parry. Now, using Fist and Tooth, she gets +1 luck. So she's got a luck of 3. She needs a 7 or better. She does not. So turn the Flower Knight to face the attacker. They gain +2 insanity. Well, thank you, sir. That's the turning sound. She'll do glowing eyes. So to wound, she needs... It normally has 0 strength. She has 8 strength, though. And this guy has 8 toughness. Oh, so she can't not wound. Yeah, she wounds, so that's going to take another point off of his AI deck. But now the Flower Knight shrieks. Its eyes strobe unnameable colors. All survivors in the monster's facing suffer 2 points of brain damage. In its facing. That would be Bone Grinder and Laughing Skull. Bone Grinder's like, I guess I'll take that off my 32, LOL. Okay, so that happened. And then she rolls to see... Actually, she doesn't need to roll, because she can't not wound and she can't crit on this card, so there's only one result. Faye Hilt. She hits in the hilt and wounds. So the good news is we've already got this fucker down to 1 AI card. So, like, in terms of just killing it, it's really easy. Because it's almost dead, but it does have some tricksy bullshit. They hilt. See, now if you did the level 3 though, it takes it to a whole other level. It gets new cards. They suffer bash. Without turning, move the Flower Knight 3 spaces toward the center of the Showdown board. Well, it's at the center of the Showdown board, so it can't move anywhere. All it can do is knock her down. Alright, that will be the end of the survivor's turn. So at the end of the survivor's turn, everybody inside the fairy ring is knocked down. So she's knocked down, already knocked down, already knocked down. So that happens. Now it is the Flower Knight's actual turn. He only has one AI card, so he's got to keep doing this glissade over and over. Or glissade. And right now he's actually got one fewer of these. Closest threat facing in fairy ring. That's nobody. Closest threat in range. That's nobody. Knockdown survivors are not considered threats. No target, germinate. Germinate. Scattered pollen flows back to the fairy ring. Place the Flower Knight in the center of the Showdown board, which is where he is. Remove a +1 luck token from all survivors. That's all he does? Man, the Fairy Knight's easy. So we remove this. After fucking fighting the level 2 version of the hand over and over again in my other, and he just fucking annihilates you all the time. This guy seems really easy. Alright. No, because everybody's knocked down. The one outside the ring is knocked down also. And anybody who's knocked down doesn't count as a threat, and the targeting specifies threats. So if there's nobody that's standing up for this AI card, then he won't target anybody. Because he was knocked out by that parry, knocked down and bashed, which made him on his ass. So that's it. The monster's turn is actually over. I don't think he's gonna get another turn. Monster's turn ends. Nobody was knocked down. Oh, shit. Nobody was knocked down on the monster's turn, so we all stand up. Does anybody really care about getting a weapon proficiency here? He's got one. I mean, the problem is there's 6 things in his deck, which means if any of our high-speed people attack, they're guaranteed to draw the trap card. Laughing Skull has a... No, even her, if she attacks with a dagger, she'll guarantee... So basically, we've just got to decide, alright, who are we sacrificing? Also, I want to get these flowers before we leave here. So... I think Bone Tree is going to take one for the team here. He's going to take a bleed token to willingly leave the fairy ring and activate the flower patch. And he gets a 2. Really? Bone Tree, a 2? Oh, that's all you needed. A Glorious Bloom. Gain a luck token and a random flower resource. This time we got an Osseous Bloom. Counts as a bone. You may consume and archive this during the showdown to remove all your bleeding and negative attribute tokens and gain flower addiction disorder. That's pretty rad. And a luck token, which I don't think is going to be relevant, but we'll take it anyway. Then I think, yeah, he's going to take it for the team here. He's going to go ahead and surge, spending a point of survival to throw some darts. Now what's going to happen is he's going to end up throwing 7 darts, which is going to draw all of these hit location cards. One of which is guaranteed to be the trap. So he's triggering the trap on purpose so that the other people don't have to. So here's what happens. Flower Knight goes to the center. Yes. The attacker gains another luck token. His luck is now like 8 trillion. His luck is 10. That's kind of funny. Wait, what does it say to do exactly? In the center of the board, place in front of the monster. The monster is facing this way. It doesn't say anything about changing his facing, so he gets placed here. Each of the others is pulled in 5 spaces closer. Already next to, already next to. This is as far as he can be pulled. Survivors are doomed. Basic action against the attacker. Basic action is going to... He's got a speed of 3. His accuracy is terrible. He's going to have to roll 10s to hit. He misses all the attacks, so it's no big deal. Yeah, this Flower Knight is not really very dangerous, other than the fact that if you didn't kill him fast, you could die from bleeding tokens from being knocked in and out of the fucking fairy circle over and over. So let's get a weapon proficiency for Blood Skull, I guess. She's already in the blind spot. She doesn't even need to move. So she will use... She's got to make 10 attacks. 10 fucking attacks, and that's with a -1 speed token. The chances of her getting the card again are so... Does she have anything that triggers off of permanent... She doesn't trigger anything off... Oh, she gets extra survival on a... She just didn't get a single perfect hit. But, like, those are all hits. Even the ones. Even the ones are hits. Well, she's got a pretty good chance of getting the trap. There it is. Alright, place the attacker in front of the dude. There's no way to place him her in front of the dude. We'll turn to face her, I guess. +1 luck token, sure, why not? That's exactly what she needs right now. Each of the others is pulled in. They're as pulled in as they can get, basically. I mean, we can pull him like this, I suppose. And then she does a basic action. The Flower Knight is gonna have to roll 10s, I'm sure. Evasion of 8, -1 accuracy. Yeah, gonna have to roll 10s. No 10s, nothing happens. We reshuffle this. It's interesting that having to... Like, I should look it up and see if I can figure out... Can you use less than your full amount of speed? Because if... It seems like you should be able to. Now she attacks with her other dagger as part of the whole blood paint thing. Oh my god. That time we got a perfect hit, so that'll give her a survival. Let's see if I avoid the trap this time. Nope, there's the trap. So it goes to the center of the board. Everybody gets pulled in. She gets a luck token, which is absurd because her luck is already like 50. They're all pulled in. Everybody's so doomed. Rolls to hit. Needs 10s to hit me. Does not hit me. We reshuffle the thing. She does it over again. I'm not even going to bother to roll the dice because she can't miss. And hits 10 times. This is with the free surge action. So now we draw the cards again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yay! We didn't get the trap. So now she can finish this thing off. Let's see. What's her luck? Her luck is so fucking high right now. It's a 9. Yeah, so she'll auto crit. I don't need to roll any dice for her either. She auto crits. So all I have to do is just pick what card I want to crit on. 2 hits will kill it. To gain +1 permanency accuracy, that's a good luck token and a flower resource. Oh, she could get fencing too. Alright, let's do this one. Hypnotic deflection. She critically wounds, so we go to the breakthrough thing. We go to the breakthrough thing. Hey, everybody gets +2 insanity. Oh, we could farm insanity. I need to figure out if I can use less than my full amount of speed. Breakthrough. D10. Add the survivor's luck. She doesn't even need to roll. The lowest she could get is a 10. All survivors gain a survival. She gains the fencing secret fighting art. Sweet. Fencing. Except she has to lose a fighting art in order to get it. Well, she'll lose mammoth hunting because it's not really that great. Speaking of which, did I remember to delete his Mighty Strike? I didn't. Also, that's spelled wrong. Okay. So, she gets fencing, which is pretty cool. Permanent accuracy is fun. Just looking to see if any of these... Yeah, she'll take this one. Super dense. Wait, what weapon is she using? Oh, never mind. We don't have to worry about frail. So she crits, and she'll spend 2 survival right now. By the way, we all gained a survival just then from... She'll spend 2 survival to gain a +1 permanent accuracy. And that's it, it's dead. I feel like we could hunt a level 3 Flower Knight. Depending on how tough these extra things it gets are. Perfect aim and Heart of the Woods. Heart of the Woods. If you're adjacent to a board edge, you're sucked into the darkness of the woods and lost forever. Okay, that's bad. Because it could knock you back, and you'd be knocked back to the edge, and then your turn would start, and you'd just be... Oh my god, Heart of the Woods is pretty horrible. And perfect aim. When he rolls a perfect hit. Okay, that's not that big of a deal. could dash away before that. Maybe. I mean, it depends. Because a lot of times you get knocked down at the same time that you... But then again, if you're all in the middle, if he's in the middle and we're just around him and he knocks you back 5 or 7... I don't think he knocks you back more than like 7 at any given time. So you probably wouldn't be at the edge if everybody kept coming back into the center like this time. Alright, well, we beat him. It was actually pretty easy. We only saw, like, what, 1 or 2 of his AI cards? We didn't see his legendary card. I saw one of the legendary cards for the Phoenix. It was fucking crazy. Actually, the Phoenix cured all of the permanent injuries and disorders on one of my characters. Like, just as part of what it was doing. Like, it was pretty nuts. Flower Knight. Now let's see if we get anything cool. As a result of this little soiree. Aftermath, Hunt XP, Weapon Proficiency. Okay, Blood Skull gets one of these. And she gets one of these because she just did the finishing blow with the dagger. One of these. And he gets one of these for Axe. Get one of these. She didn't... Bone Tree did not wound anybody. And neither did Laughing Skull. Wait. Laughing Skull did, didn't she? Oh, but she wounded with Fist and Tooth. She didn't use her dagger, so... I need somebody to become a Fist and Tooth master in my team, because we really need that automatic stand-up thing. Somebody needs to become Fist and Tooth master. Probably Bone Tree. Right. Let's find out what else we get. When the survivors defeat the Flower Knight, they gain the Flower Knight Badge Rare Gear. Add the Petal Spiral Innovation to the Settlement's Innovation deck. Flower Knight Badge Rare Gear. Flower Knight Baggage. We got this. At the start of the showdown, draw a tactics card and gain an evasion token. Sweet. Not sure what we're gonna do with that just yet, but it's cool. We need to add Petal Spiral Innovation to our Innovations deck. Here it is. And if Many survivors have the fencing secret fighting art and the ghostly beauty disorder. They gain the narcissistic disorder and +1 permanent evasion. So we don't have ghostly beauty. Next settlement phase. Story event sense memory. Now I don't know if that's one of these cards. Doesn't look like it. It's in the book. So I need to add it right here. Because we're about to have an event. And we gain the following rewards. 4 basics, 6 flowers. Come on, skull that we don't really need anymore, but I want one anyway. Yeah! What? Are you serious? Did I really just get another fucking skull? It's a 22 card deck with 1 skull in it. Lantern Bud. Consume and archive this during the settlement phase to gain +3 endeavors. Oh, and skip the next hunt and gain flower to... Yeah, but see, I can let anybody use that. It doesn't have to be one of my main survivors. I can make fucking some... I can make Vestophobia guy eat that shit. A Sighing Bloom. Consume and archive this during the showdown to gain 3 survival, 3 insanity, and flower addiction. An Osseous Bloom. A Lantern Bloom. Another Osseous Bloom. And another Lantern Bloom. I just got a lot of stuff. The thing about these flower resources is I have to use them this settlement phase or else they go away and are destroyed because they're perishable. See how they all say perishable on them. It says unless you have a satchel that you can carry them back out with you in. Which would be nice to have, but I don't know where to get such a thing. I don't know if we'll hunt the Flower Knight again this upcoming time, or maybe a level 2 Gorm. Did you copy the resources to the deck? Probably not. I mean, I didn't, and I probably need to. Probably need to, because now it's only got 5 things in the deck, so yeah. Alright, so... copy these 3. Copy these 2. So I got a total of 9 flowers, right? And here's 9 flowers. Thinking about hunting either a level 2 Gorm next time, or I don't know, maybe is it at the point where I should really be hunting level 3 shit? I feel like, well, we better do a level 2 Gorm first before we do a level 3, just to make sure. I might be able to do a level 3 Flower Knight though, because the level 2 Flower Knight was really easy. And now I got the Flower Knight badge. Alright, so everybody's coming home. We're gonna heal and reset here. Yeah, the hunt phase is the scariest part, I know, right? We could get some more jiggling lard. Jiggle, 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 lard. Dense bones. We have so many broken lanterns for some reason. Alright, so we come back. Survivor's return. So now we're gonna get our endeavors. We're gonna get our endeavors. Unfortunately, nobody is a tinker still, which sucks. We need to do an augury and get Laughing Skull 1 understanding. Same with Bone Tree. Same with Bone Grinder. If I can get 1 understanding for each of them in the settlement, then they become a tinker. And then I'll get more endeavors every time. So that could be worth looking into. As it is, I guess I only get the 4 endeavors for people coming back alive. Plus, do I get any extras for anything? I said, I guess not. I guess we just get 4. Well, that sucks. Alright. Now we gotta do settlement events. First thing is Gorm Climate. So we gotta roll the D10 for Gorm Climate. Who's gonna roll it? Well, it sure as fuck isn't gonna be Bone Tree. Bone Grinder is the leader. No, I'm gonna let Blood Skull do it. A 2. It's not what we want. We're just gonna spend 2 points of survival to make it a 4. We'll huddle inside, home endeavors, same thing as usual. Gorm Climate gets added next year. Oh man, and we got the Dung Beetle Knight coming up next year. Alright, Gorm Climate. Now we have to draw one of these. Please, no fucking murder. Alright, Elder Council. I haven't seen this one before. The elders of the settlement gather to reminisce over their hard-won scars. Count the total number of hunt XP among all survivors. And consult the table. Do we have saga scarification or records? We do not have any of those. Alright, total hunt XP among all survivors. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25. -1 endeavor. That's not cool. I don't have very many of those to spare. One of the elders recalls a story about a bizarre lion it met on a dangerous hunt. The monster was mourning, and in its paw held a tattooed human hand. Add the Beast of Sorrow to your quarry list. You'll find its rules on the Legendary Monster Story event page. I mean, I can hunt the Beast of Sorrow. That sounds cool. Beast of Sorrow. The legendary monsters, what? Where would I even? Oh, these are like the super special monsters. It's like a white lion, except... Wow, if you kill it, the person who does the killing blow gets his fighting art of their choice. Now, I've never seen that in this game. They never let you choose something. It's always a random fighting art. Fighting art of your choice could be really handy. I'll bet I could fight that. It's a white lion with... the life trait. Level 4. But it doesn't really say how much life. You think that specific one doesn't use the life trait? Oh, because all the other ones say how much life. Good call, Nox. So it doesn't actually use life. This doesn't look that hard. I could kill this. We're going to go hunt that pretty soon. Alright, the good news is, because we went after the Flower Knight, we are allowed to cure our flower addiction. So we're no longer compelled to go after the Flower Knight. The bad news is, if we don't get rid of this weak spot disorder from Bloodskull, she can't go out again. The other bad news is... there is no other bad news yet. Update death count, nobody died. Update timeline. Alright, some stuff is going to happen. First thing is Phoenix Feather. So this crazy feather lands among us, apparently, and everybody is freaked the fuck out. A fallen feather fills the settlement with dread. The skies bubble and murmur as a dark presence tears through the atmosphere like a negative lightning bolt, sucking the air and energy from all who gaze upon it. A light rain begins. The survivors turn their eyes up to see a huge iridescent feather slowly floating toward the ground. Their lantern lights reflect strange rainbows off the twisting feather. A primal fear takes root in the settlement. You may now hunt the Phoenix. Add to the quarry list. We have a lot of quarries on our quarry list. I just fought my first Phoenix on the other game. And it's pretty crazy. It just does little things like it can make your people cease to exist. Which is nice, you know. Not even like does a bunch of damage, just makes your guy cease to exist. Nominate a single survivor to speak. They gain +1 courage and break the silence. Alright, well. Who wants the courage? Oh, Bone Grinder for sure. Bone Grinder for sure. He's about to hit the See the Truth event. The thing is, I don't know which happens first. We complete this and then, well, we complete this and then we'll do the other event. Alright, roll a d10. Let me guess. If I roll low, he dies. Yeah, he gets banished and or killed. A 6. Ooh, something special if you have Survival of the Fittest. Gain the Crazed Fighting Art, I already have it. And 1 courage. I'm gonna make this a 5. I'm gonna spend a thing to make this a 5. Alright, the survivor shoos everyone away from the feather. Alone in the rain, they examine it. The nominated survivor gains 1 understanding and the tail feather phoenix resource. Oh, he's hitting 2 of these milestones. The tail feather. The phoenix. Phoenix. Resources. Tail feather. Copy. Put this back. Put this back with the Phoenix stuff. Alright, and if the settlement chose survival of the fittest birth principle, which we did, the survivor raves to no one in particular about an oncoming trial, bursting into laughter and tearing the feather apart. Oh. Did I just destroy the feather? I guess I just destroyed the feather. I guess I didn't need that. The survivor gains +1 permanent evasion and the honorable disorder, which ordinarily would be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but honestly with these characters it's not going to matter. Honorable. He no longer has flower addiction. No longer has flower addiction. He's an honorable murderer. You believe in honor and fairness when conducting yourself on the battlefield. It is these strong principles that have kept you alive. And you will not abandon them under any circumstances. So the guy with 32 insanity that murdered the other leader that also has crazed is the honorable one, huh? cannot attack a monster from its blind spot or if it's knocked down. Okay, that's a little bit lame, but it's not the end of the world. Alright, so that happened. At that point, we trigger a couple of events with him. He's gonna see the truth. Which means he's about to get blinded. Right, he gets blinded. Just like that skull did. Blind. Loses 1 permanent accuracy. And then he has to taste death. A 2. Perfect. Sweet battle again. And he gains the weak spot disorder. He's got a lot of disorders. Oh, I guess he only has 2. Gains the weak spot. And his weak spot is head. Also legs. Fuck. So that's another guy who won't go out. This is bullshit. So they're all of a sudden, they're like, my 2 most veteran people are like, I'm sorry, we can't continue hunting without leg armor. But we don't wear leg armor. We're people of the skull. Don't care. Not going out without leg armor. Get out of here. Let's just make sure. Let's just see if I can get leg armor with bone anywhere. Can the blacksmith? Probably not. No, of course not. How about the plumery? That's the stuff you get from the Phoenix. Nope, Phoenix Greave also don't have. Yeah, there's no bone leg armor. There is no bone leg armor. That's the downside of the people. Oh, wet resin I think is the Dung Beetle Knight stuff. Hold on. I think rubber bone harness, greaves. Wait, how come these don't have a... Oh, they just add armor to all hit locations. Wait a minute. What does it say specifically? Unless you have armor at this hit location. It doesn't say you have to be wearing armor. It just says you have to have at least a point of armor. So if we have anything that will add armor to all hit locations, it will satisfy that. So like these items, of course these... Oh, these say bone. They all say bone. Oh my god, thank god. This guy's got a bunch of bone stuff. But even a shield would work. Or the armor ritual from the shrine, if we can get a shrine. What else will add armor to all hit locations? I mean, a shield will, but the problem is... The only shield we can get is, from the leather worker. And it doesn't... Somebody has a shield with bone in it. Maybe it's the blacksmith. The scrap shield has bone. So if we could get the blacksmith, but the problem is getting the blacksmith is difficult. Getting the blacksmith is difficult. So for now, we just need to try to cure that, which we can hypothetically do. with the drums and a roll of 9+. But again, that's using up these, and we don't have very many of these to play with. Okay, anyway, so he got weak spot, and he also gets sweet battle, though. Which is beautiful. He gets sweet battle. Then he also hit... Pretty sure he's going to be a tinker now, and he's prepared. He also hit insight. So because we're in the settlement phase, the hunt, which once filled you with inexorable dread, takes on a new dimension. Your expeditions outside the settlement inspire you with curiosity and wonder. Gain the following ability and roll on the table below. He gets Tinker. Finally, so when he comes back from a hunt, we get an extra endeavor. That'll really help. I need more of my people to be tinkers. We need tinkers all around. We need this place to straight up be Tinker Town. Straight up Tinker Town up in here. And then he also gets one of these things. A 5. Gain an extra endeavor this settlement phase. I'll take it. I'll fucking take it. There we go. Alright. So that's what happened as a result of the Phoenix. Moving on, we've also got Gorm Climate we did. Now we have to do Sense Memory of the Flower Knight. Sense Memory. Well, here's some creepy looking art. El Creepo Arto. Sense Memory. Uh-oh. Rushing into the settlement, the returning survivors desperately attempt to convey to the others the powerful memories that dwelt in the very air of the glade. Even as they pass the settlement's threshold, the memories fade and the delicate blooms clutched in their hands wilt. The settlement may pour their inspiration into inspired crafting. Oh, cool. We can make stuff out of the flowers. Vespertine bow. Causes a thing to happen. Does the settlement have pottery? I don't think we have pottery. We don't have pottery. So if we had pottery, we could do some other stuff. If we had sculpture and Song of the Brave, we could perform the Ballad of the Wallflower. That's interesting. Alright, do I want to make any of this stuff? Inspired crafting. Is this in here? Or is it in here? Vespertine. Alright, what do we got here? It's a sword with 4... That's what we need, more attacks. You have to spend flowers to keep using it. Uh-huh. Deadly 4. If you miss, you make a flower patch? That's kind of cool. Cello. Other survivors with an instrument in their gear grid gain a luck token. Or the bow. Wow. That's a nice fucking bow. Wow. You can choose to get +4 accuracy and range 9 for that. That's pretty rad. But you know what? I don't think so. I don't think we're making any of this. I don't think we're making any of it. I don't even know if we have the stuff to make any of it. We have a Sighing Bloom and an Osseous Bloom. I guess we could make that bow. Who would use a bow in our group, though? Wait, I'm being stupid. We can't use any of that. At least not the weapons. We can't use these weapons. They don't have the bone keyword. Never mind. We could use the cello, but... yeah, we can't use any of this. Never mind. It's not made of bones. Oh, but that satchel, though. Vespertine satchel. A lantern bloom and a leather. We don't have any leather, though. And we can't make leather because we don't have a leather worker. And we don't have a leather worker. We can't make a leather worker because we don't have a skinnery. And we don't have a skinnery because we haven't wanted to spend this fucking endeavor on it. But I don't see the satchel. I don't even see the satchel in here. Oh, here it is. Can depart with a resource card. With one card? It's got 3 green affinities on it though, which is nice. Alright, no, we're not making any of that stuff. Not now. Alright, so that's it for our timeline. When do we have to fight something horrible again? We might have to fight Dung Beetle Knight next year. I don't know anything about that one. Alright, so here's the deal. All of these flowers, if I don't use them... if I don't use them now... Alright. Guess what? The pottery lets the settlement keep the flowers. No more skulls. No more skulls for Blood Skull, Bone Grinder, and Blood Tree. They've reached their fucking limit. I'm not giving them any more skull rituals. I'm going to start building up some secondary people. Of course, Laughing Skull is definitely going to still get it because she's way behind on the stats. But I'm going to build up some additional scrubs. Even Vestophobia guy. I think even Vestophobia guy is going to get some skull action. Now, I've got 10 people, it says. 4, 5, 6. So really I've got 1...
A mistress of the dead. I'll roam the street.
2,
Find my love.
3,
It's safe
4. I've got 4 more randos. This is my whole population. In my other game, I've got like 23 people instead of 10. It's a little better. What advantages do my starting people get because of my... they get like +1 strength, right? think that's all they get.
For you, every night will be Halloween. I can see you there.
I can see you
You could use that. Oh, I could get another rando with the creepy flower face. That's true.
under the shrouds.
Behind your mask, you cannot hide.
Behind your mask.
Hold on, let me look at that flower real quick.
Behind your mask.
Warbling bloom. He's born with flower addiction.
You cannot hide.
All right, we're gonna use it for that. We're gonna destroy this flower.
Behind your mask.
We're gonna add one to our population. We're gonna grab a rando.
Medical authorities have concluded that in all
And give him his +1 strength.
are eating the flesh of the people they murder.
We're gonna give him flower addiction.
Just received moments ago, civil defense authorities have told newsmen that murder victims show evidence of having been partially devoured by their murderers.
Let me loose inside your head.
Let me loose inside your head. We'll be together.
All right, here's our flower addicted creep face rando. Impairments.
Like us.
Under impairments, I'm gonna put creepy face.
Walking night.
Got the creepy face impairment.
Close as I take my treat. It won't be long until you walk with me.
Creatures like us will walk in the night. Creatures like us walk in the night.
All right,
When I taste your heart,
so
your mind is clean. For us, every night will be Halloween.
I guess Vestophobia guy gets to be part of a skull ritual, as does this person, as does one of these randos right here. Not creepy face flower addicted guy.
Creatures like us walk in the night.
So these people. Wait, we don't have a 10 survival. We have 8. I'm thinking of my other game. Do we have all the things? Dodge, encourage, dash, and surge? I guess we do. 8. 1 strength. Nothing else special. I need to name these people. Vestophobia guy actually gets a real name. So she's part of the B team, essentially. So I'm going to have 1 female and 2 males over here. That's the female, male, and male. Alright, let's see. What's the naming convention? It always starts with bone for the males. And this is Vestophobia guy, right? He's terrified to wear anything on his head. His name is going to be Bone Locks, and the reason his name is Bone Locks is because he has fancy flowing locks of hair, and he doesn't want anything to mess his hair up, so that's why he won't wear anything on his head. Bone Locks. And Bone Lock consumes of the skull. And he gains a survival, and he consumes of the skull. Gaining a +1 to every attribute. What is up, Saito? How you doing? And then we must name this person There's nothing special about him. He's gonna be Bone Speaker. He thinks he can talk to the bones. He gets 1 survival. And he consumes of the skull, gaining a +1 to all attributes. Oh, and they get a +1 to a stat when that's right. Sure the fuck isn't gonna be speed. Bone Locks doesn't want anything to mess up his hair, so he's gonna raise his evasion. Bone Speaker sees and hears things that others do not, thus making him more accurate. Raising up new victims, yeah. And then this will be something skull. Her name will be Jagged Skull, and she will be lucky. Boney M. Alright, they have all consumed of the skull. Blood Skull, Bone Grinder, and Bone Tree are never consuming of the skull again. They've got too much fucking speed as it is. But Laughing Skull shall consume of the skull. Alright, they've all consumed of the skull. We delete the skull. We delete an endeavor. Alright, what am I making? Well, one of my people is no longer covered in shit, and I can't have that. So let's make a... Oh, actually, let's see what we can do with these... Alright. These two are gonna get perished. Perishable. Here, this one. Gain 3 endeavors. So we're gonna let one of our new people, one of our randos, consume of the lantern bud. The one that has this guy, this new kid that just... Welcome to being born, creepy face guy. Here, eat this. And he shall eat the lantern bud, and we shall gain 3 endeavors. Alright. Now what are we doing? Well, we really need to use these flowers, or else they're gonna go away. So I need to make something with these flowers. Oh, Kiss Me Pixie rating. What? Thank you. Thank you for that raid. How's it going, Pixie? Glob Squad in the house. Welcome. Hey, Pixie. We're trying to figure out what to do with our jiggling lard around here. Hey, Pixie. These count as bone, bone, organ, hide, bone. Alright, we're gonna innovate. Thank you so much for showing up, Kiss Me Pixie and Raidors. Good to see you. I'm playing a board game on Tabletop Simulator right now called Kingdom Death Monster. It's a pretty crazy game. Very complex, as you can see. There's a lot going on here. Raid of some sort. Woo! Welcome, welcome. All of the welcomes. And the thank yous. Each and every thank you that exists. I gather them up in a thank you net. That's a thing. And I pour them through a thank you funnel right into your thank you nozzle. I don't know where that went, but just it's a perfectly valid metaphor. Because references to disco music, which predates Josiah, is only the most topical. Nobody's ever heard of Boney M. Alright, we're going to spend one of these to innovate. We need to spend a bone organ and a hide. Fortunately, I have flowers that I can use to this purpose. Lantern Bloom. An Osseous Bloom. And a Sighing Bloom. A waterboarding of gratitude, yeah. So much gratitude. Alright, we're going to see what I get out of the Innovations deck. We have Symposium, so I get to draw 4 of these cards and choose the one I want. Oh, I want Ammonia. I've already decided. Oh, except for Forbidden Dance, though. Wait, do I have Forbidden Dance? No. This is the same game I was playing the other day, Kiss Me Pixie. The same game. It's just a very complex game, has lots of different parts. I gotta decide which one of these I want. Do I want Rubido? Elixir of Gore. This doesn't look good. Elixir of Mirrors sounds awful. Petal Spiral. Regardless of their Hunt XP, survivors may select Sword for their weapon proficiency. It's kind of terrible. Wait, you can gain understanding from this. Ooh, that's kind of good. Alright, we gotta have Ammonia, though. No bullshit, we gotta have Ammonia. And Song of the Raven. No, we're taking Ammonia. It's science! Look how much science we have, Saito! Our settlement is all about science. So much science. And what that does for us, among other things, now there's things we can make that we couldn't make before because we didn't have Ammonia. But among other things, it also is a pungent, bilious substance ideal for crafting leather and treating wounds. And all of our departing survivors gain +1 survival, which is the whole reason I wanted it, because that's pretty good. And then we add the Ammonia consequences to the deck. Now that we have Ammonia, we can get Bloodletting. I guess that's the only consequence. Well, it's obviously non-cow leather, of course, Nox. We have not yet figured out beds or pictographs. No, we have hovels, though. And we have very complicated alchemy, apparently. Alright. So that's done. Too complex, yeah. Beds. Beds, too complex. What else going on over here? Apparently we're accepting some darkness. My whole computer's like locking up right now in this moment. Which is not cool. Everything stop doing the thing that you're doing. Beds, how do they work? Laying on things equals incomprehensible. Alright, now I have to decide what I'm going to do with all these resources. I need to make some stuff. You see what I'm saying? That's what you do with things. You make things with things. And I already have some things, but it's always good to have more things. It's good to have things that I don't have. And I can use things that I do have to have things that I don't have. Glad I could explain that. Do we want to go to the Gorm Chemist? and try to spend some organs to make something weird. How many organs am I working with? I can use jiggling lard as an organ, but wasn't I going to make something with that jiggling lard? Oh yeah, regeneration suits. Okay, I can't spend that jiggling lard. Or the dense bone. I don't know what I'm doing with the lonely fruit, besides being sad that I have it. I have this fruit here, right? It's called the lonely fruit. And any one of your people... We have a settlement here with 11 people in it. I can have one of my 11 people eat this fruit. And it kills them. So, you know, that's cool. Shirtless jacket combo. Oh yeah, that's good times right there. We got a bunch of hides. We got another weird fruit that I don't know what to do with. Now, this counts as bone, hide, and bone. 2 bones and 2 hides that are gonna go away. If we got some love juice, we could make some people fuck. Here, drink out of this. It's got a heart on it. The singing ladies to karate chops in their dance moves. The 70s were truly a magical era. Yeah, they were. So magical. Alright, we need to make another shit salve. Fecal salve. We need to spend an organ on that because I'm going to get rid of the love juice and make a fecal salve because we had to give one up before. We had to trade it for this mask. It's complicated. This guy showed up and he was like, hey, I have here this god mask. Would you like it? And we're like, yes, here, have some feces. And he's like, great, that's a good trade, thanks. Use the love juice and then have the baby eat the lonely fruit. Alright, so we're going to put fecal salve back on his grid. Somebody needs to wear this god mask, but I don't think it's Bone Grinder. She's got... Bone Tree will wear the god mask. Is that what I think it is? We don't really know what it is. We try not to think about it, Pixie, because... Yeah. We've also got the Flower Knight badge, which is nice. We'll give the lion headdress to Bone Tree, and we'll put the Flower Knight badge here. Get an invasion token. Okay. Gathered some from a giant decomposing gray baby. Yeah, we get love juice from all sorts of different creatures, including dead bodies. We've gotten a love juice from a dead body before. And I don't know how that works exactly. I try not to think about it too much. Try not to think about it too much. But then basically what happens is you take the love juice and you make people drink it, and then they have sex and have a baby. So it gives armor, but it's to the head, Nox, which won't help us because both of their weak spots are on their legs. So I don't really know what I want to do with this junk. Is there anything I'm trying to make? I need a bunch of Gorm parts. How many organs do I have? I think I'm just like all hides and bones here. Hides and bones and scrap. I don't have any more organs. Unless you count the jiggling lard, but I'm saving that. I'm saving my jiggling lard for a special occasion. So we can't do anything at the Gorm Chemist. Alright, can we make a... Love juice is an organ. Yeah, but I used it. I used it to make fecal salve. Somehow I converted love juice into feces, and then we proceeded to smear that feces on ourselves. So, you tell me how that works. We need to get rid of a couple of these. First things first, before we fuck around with anything else, we have to get rid of a couple of these disorders. Because I've got a couple of people that are refusing to go out on the hunt. The crazy one-eyed lady leader got killed. She got murdered. She got murdered. Now we have a crazy one-eyed man leader. He murdered her and took over the leadership. It was terrible, yeah. We still have Blood Skull, though. She was actually our original leader in the very beginning, but then she got replaced twice. And she is also one-eyed, so we still have her. But she's not the one that you're talking about. Oh yeah, now he's decided to be honorable. It's his strong principles that have kept him alive. I don't think it's his strong principles. We need to play some drums and get rid of some disorders. So, bone beats. We're going to use one of these. And Bone Grinder is going to play some drums to see if he can cure his insanity. Well, not his insanity, but his mental disorder. He got a 9. Guess what? Remove a disorder. And departing survivors gain 1 survival, which is great. He can get rid of his weak spot disorder now. He's still blind in one eye. Weak spot can go away. Let me spell this correctly. Honorable. There you go, Nox. Everybody gets +1 survival. So then we're going to do the same thing with Blood Skull. She's going to play the drums a whole bunch. And let's see what happens. Gets a 3. That's not good. Even if she makes it a 7 by spending survival, that won't be enough. So she'll just keep the roll as it lies and gain 1 insanity. She's pretty fucking insane. No, it only cures mental disorders. It won't cure physical injuries. So no, it wouldn't let you regrow an eyeball. Let's spend another 1 and try it again. Because we really need her to get rid of that disorder. Alright, a 9. That's great. That way she gets rid of her weak spot disorder also. I wish I could play drums and get rid of my mental disorder. IRL. Maybe then again, you know, I haven't tried it. I played the drums some when I was a kid, but I haven't really tried a lot of like intensive drumming as an adult. Maybe I would Alright, sweet spot is gone. Everybody gets +2 survival this time also. I have 2 endeavors left. What will I spend them on? Well, I should probably make a fucking skinnery. I should probably make a skinnery. So let's move some of this crap out of my way. I'll spend a thing to make a skinnery. You know what? No, I'm not going to do that this turn. But then I got to do something with these or else they get wasted. I want to do a couple of auguries. I'm going to try to get some understanding for my people. Laughing Skull and Bone Tree both need 1 point of understanding to hit their milestone thing. So, first things first, Laughing Skull. This is how I'm going to spend my last 2 endeavors. Laughing Skull is going to do an augury. She gets a 5. And what I want her to have is not a 5. Augury. I need a 1 to 3, so she'll spend 2 points of survival. Make it a 3. We lose a resource, but we gain an understanding. And that's fine, because we can lose these useless bone and hide. So we'll lose this. She gains 1 understanding. We'll come back to that in a second. Let's do Bone Tree's augury. He got a 3. Alright, he gets his understanding as well. We'll lose another resource. Now both of them have just hit the insight milestone, which means both of them are about to become tinkers. So next time we'll get extra endeavors, but they might also get something else. So let's go over here to the event insight. They've had an epiphany. The hunt, which once filled them with inexorable dread, that's such a great word, inexorable, takes on a new dimension. Your expeditions outside the settlement inspire you with curiosity and wonder. They both become tinkers, and they get to roll on X table. So let's start with our buddy Bone Tree, the Returned. Because this is not the original Bone Tree. The original Bone Tree died from eating the fruit. This is Bone Tree, the Returned. And then they used his mind or something. 5. What did he get? What did he get? 1 endeavor this settlement phase. Alright, so we get another endeavor to spend. And then we have Laughing Skull's roll. 3. If you innovate this phase, draw +1 card. Nah, we'll spend 1 survival here and get yet another endeavor. Well, I mean, there's different art styles depending, like some of the art is not very anime-like at all. Like, look at this picture of the butcher. He's not really very anime-like. He got butchered, though. Oh yeah, the art for this is like, yeah, it's... all the females are like super sexualized. They even have like other miniatures and stuff you can buy for this that are specifically called pinups. It's no bueno, but we're going to see what to do with these 2 new endeavors. Are the men super sexualized? No, not really. I think you can see dong in one pic though, but it's not really like super sexualized. I don't think the guy's having a good time. What is that picture where he's like, I think it's the severe injuries. Yeah, here you go. Here's some dong. But I wouldn't call this a sexy picture. People aren't having fun here. Well, actually, those stone faces look like they're having a good time. They seem to be enjoying life way too much, considering. It's a weird and creepy game. That much is certain. I gotta show you this one card. I was gonna take a screenshot of it, but I couldn't figure out how. I don't know where it is though. Never mind. It'll come up at some point in the game. The Phoenix does this thing where it says he like looks forward in time and obliterates all of your children. Like he obliterates your children in the future, and it gives your character the destroyed genitals disorder. I was like, man, that's pretty harsh. Alright, I've got 2 more endeavors to spend. So now I might as well make a fucking skinnery. Gotta get this stuff out of my way. So we'll make a skinnery. Skinnery! And the problem with the skinnery is we can't use almost any of the things in it because they don't have the, But now we can make a leather worker if we had 3 hides and an organ, but we don't have an organ.
Remove the head. Destroy the brain.
Can we make anything else? A weapon crafter? 3 bones and a hide?
Destroy the brain.
3 bones and a hide to make the weapon crafter. These count as bones. That's 1, 2, 3 bones and a hide. Start getting some of these things out on the board. I could make bandages now, yeah. And I think I probably will. But we still can't make leather, because we still don't have a leather worker. But we can make some bandages. I don't know if there's anything else I was really trying to make. We can make a rawhide whip now, but I don't think we can use it, because I don't think it has the, I don't think it has the bone keyword, no. What do bandages take? Just 1 hide? Just 1 hide. Alright, we'll just use the generic hide then. And make a set of bandages. Just in case. The lonely tree was the shrubbery? Oh man, the lonely tree was no nice. It was no nice. Who will be our bandage bearer? I guess Bone Tree. Bone Grinder sure the fuck isn't gonna be the one that bandages people. Bone Tree, bearer of bandages. Bob. Alright, I think I've done everything I can do in the settlement phase here. I mean, I could theoretically make more shit, but... Alright. I think we're done with our settlement phase. What we have to do is decide what we're going to hunt next. Next year, I'm probably going to have to fight the Dung Beetle Knight, but not this year. He can mean making more shit, literally. I can mean making more shit, literally. I think it's going to be a level 2 Gorm that we hunt now. Or the Flower Knight again. I mean, I already have the Flower Knight all set up, so it'd be pretty easy to just hunt the Flower Knight again. But there's a bunch of stuff from the Gorm that I want. What do you think, Nox? Okay, here's the question. Should I go after this creature? No, wait, I didn't want to... This isn't what I wanted. Or maybe it was. Should I go after this creature? We can have a vote. This creature right here. That's the Gorm. Or... this guy right here. We're gonna go kill one or the other. No, not a level 3 Flower Knight. Well, I think I had decided that maybe I could handle a level 3. That'll be my first level 3 creature. That's the one that just kicks you out of existence if you're on the edge of the board at the start of your turn. I mean, this guy just gives me more of those shitty flowers that I don't really need. But then again, it is already basically set up. Alright, we're going for the Flower Knight, I guess. Level 3, I suppose, because fuck it. No guts, no glory. So before I do that, I need to save the game at the end of the... It is now the end of the Lantern Year, so I need to see... Departing Survival. Everybody should be maxed out because we're getting a bunch this time and nobody's really all that low, so we're gonna all be maxed out on Survival this time going forward, because normally everybody gets 3 plus 2 more from the 2 drumming, so everybody gets 5 plus whatever they get from gear. So yeah, we're all maxed out on Survival going forward. So if you're watching the stream, don't go anywhere because I'm not done playing. If you're watching on YouTube, that is going to do it for this Lantern Year, which means that is going to do it for this episode. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Kingdom Death Monster on Tabletop Simulator.